Good morning, everybody. How are we? How you doing? It's another beautiful, beautiful day here in BC, and we're spending it in the shop. We're only here for a few hours today. I did film a video yesterday, and it was all about restoring Matilda, and it was, I'll show you Matilda in a second here. It was a fun little project, but it was incredibly frustrating, and there was so many things that gave me grief on that little hatchet. I did film a video on it, like I say, but I just wasn't that happy with it. And I know I want to post as much as I can, daily YouTube videos here, but I'm not going to post a video that I just don't feel very proud of. So here she is. This is what we were able to come up with. We saved it on the original Matilda handle. I know it looks a lot different. We stripped that varnish, reburned it, and gave it a nice dark stain. You can see we were able to leave some of that original red paint still on there, polish the pole up really nice, and it came out pretty wicked. But yeah, it was just giving me too much grief, and I was just getting frustrated. So that's that. Let's get into the new video. I'm gonna set you up on the tripod, and we'll have a chat. Okay, so this is the project that we're getting started on today. This is a monster 4 3/4 pound. I believe they call this a swamper pattern, if I'm not mistaken. It's got a very cool stamp on here that's very faint. It says Carco Conwit, Portland, Oregon. So this thing's actually a monster. And this was sent to me. I can't remember his first name, but his Instagram handle is Duff Dad or something like that, I believe. He sent me this. He was kind enough to reach out to me and see if I'd restore it for him. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna get started on it today. I'm very excited about it actually. It's been a while since I've done a double bit. I'll be honest, I'm getting pretty good at, hanging these Tassies and stuff like that. I'm starting to understand there's always new challenges on every one. But as far as a single bit goes, I feel very, very comfortable with almost any single bit going into the restoration. And I've kind of ran into the same problem so many times that I'm starting to get a good grasp of it, right? Double bits, I think this will be like my 5th double bit or fourth double bit that I have. So I haven't done a lot of double bits. If I'm being quite honest, there's still something that's a little bit intimidating to me. We're gonna hang it on this 32-inch Whiskey River handle that we just got in the other day. And I think we're gonna go with this one. It's got a beautiful little bit of heartwood there. And I think we'll just make a pretty wicked axe. So that is going to be my plan for this axe. So the reason I am only in here for a couple hours today is it's my cousin and my best friend's 22nd heavenly birthday, I guess you'd call it. We lost him a few months ago. He was a passenger in a fatal car accident, and it's just a brutal situation. His name's Garret. He was one of the best and one of the strongest young men that I've ever had the privilege to meet. I've always been about the same age as him, just a couple months older, so we grew up from little babies together and grew up our whole lives together. And this last year, I got him a job paving. So we got to work together every day. I picked him up for work every day, dropped him off. We got to ride in the work truck together. And it was, we grew just that much closer working together every single day. I got so much love and appreciation for him. He was incredible. And the situations he'd been through, like, I've had my stuff. Everyone's had their stuff growing up, that's far from ideal. Everyone's got pain from growing up early on, but the amount of stuff that he had to go through, it's just terrible. Like he had rough upbringing and everything like that. So it's crazy to me how an upbringing like that just creates such a strong human being. I think it can either make or break you. And with him, I mean, you couldn't meet a more positive person. Regardless of his life, regardless of what was going on, he was so incredibly positive and loving. He really took on that role as a protector in his family. And it's just so sad, like what he would have been. He had a really, really bright future ahead of him. He's played football his whole life. He was supposed to, he was definitely CFL bound, probably NFL bound, had running back, a beast. I'll try and put some photos up of him. But his he ran into a few knee injuries that were kind of stunting him in that aspect, but not sure where football would have taken him. Either way, whatever he'd gotten into, he would have done great. And he's just an amazing man. So we're all getting together, me and kind of all my cousins and everything like that. We're gonna get together, go for lunch later today. Happy birthday, Garret. We're gonna get together and kind of celebrate him a little bit. He was a very special human, and yeah, just such a shame, such a waste, and so unfair. So rough stuff. And if you guys have followed on my Instagram, you probably have heard me talk about him a few months ago. But it's something that's just like, it's something that doesn't get much better. It's such a painful thing. And more than anything, I just feel bad for him and what he would have been. But I know a lot of you, I've talked with a lot of you guys about it. I remember quite a few months back talking with a lot of people over on my Instagram, and I'm sure he's in a better place and everything like that. But it's one of those things where it makes it hard to believe that everything happens for a reason when something like that can happen. So it's a really just crappy situation, but we all have so much love for him. I know he had so much love for us, and he'll never be forgotten. So all that to say, I'm only here for a few hours today, but I want to get started on this double bit, and then maybe later we'll come back and we'll work more on it, or we'll just kind of break this up into a two-parter. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to start with reprofiling this whole axe. There's quite a few big chips and stuff like that in there. So I'm going to grind that down a bit and then give it some new edges. And then I think we'll probably just end up wire wheeling it all. There is that really faint stamp that I don't want to really mess with. So I'm thinking about a wire wheel show for the whole works. Give it some real nice edges, and then hang it on this beautiful handle. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm happy you're here. Thanks for watching another one of my videos. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's get into it. Okay, and there we are, all sharpened up. We've got a 22-degree grind on one side and closer to 20 on the other. I just kind of mimicked what was already there, took out the speed bump, also just took out all those chips. So this is gonna be a beast axe. I don't know if I'll get the opportunity to use it, but if it works out and I haven't shipped it yet, by the time I go split next, I'm definitely gonna be bringing this out. This thing is awesome. Almost 5 pounds. How we doing? How's it going? I'm just gonna wire wheel this thing, and I think it's gonna come out like just a nice dark black patina look. I really love the finish that the wire wheel gives on these worn out heads that are just covered in rust. So I think it's gonna come out pretty wicked, but I guess just, you know, you're gonna have to wait and see. Let's find out. I do have to get going pretty quick here, but who cares? Let's just get this done. And there we are. What do we think about that? I like this black patina look after the wire wheel. Just looks clean. Still has, you know, that stamp's still very visible. It's actually almost more visible now that it's been cleaned up. I quite like it. Okay, it's time for me to get going, but I'll show you where we're at. I'm actually making pretty quick work of it. You can see we've got good coverage all the way around. I obviously want to get it down to somewhere here in this zone. And then I'll be doing a lot of work thinning down this handle and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's wanting to sit. This side's wanting to dive on me a little bit more. It's just kind of how naturally it's wanting to sit. So we'll see if we can't bring this side down a little bit more to match it. It's an interesting head. There's kind of a good shot of how it's looking so far. It's an interesting project, and like I say, I haven't done a double bit in a long time, so it's all kind of coming back to me now, and it's going all right. So I got high hopes for the sax. I really do. I want to honor the history of it and just make something super cool that the customer enjoys and can really take pride in. So there's a lot more work to go on it. I don't know if this will be the episode. It depends. If I come back from my lunch and everything, and if it's, you know, we're just chilling, I'll probably come back out and we'll finish this off. If not, this might be the end of the episode today, and then we'll see you again tomorrow. Either ways, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching another one of my videos, or I'll see you in a few. All right, peace out.